Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Kakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to you Akim and Akwat out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, this one's titled, Don't Worry, Little Man, You Are Your Father's Seed. Alright, or something along that line. Alright. And today's another one of those videos. All right, I mentioned in my previous lessons that I made over the last Sabbath that we had. I found quite a few clips. All right, that I wanted to go in and do lessons on. This being one of those clips. All right, so hey, you know we're making our way through them. We got a few left, I think. Maybe like might be like two. I think there's two left. One I might not get on. The other one I'm thinking pretty sure, Lord willing. All right, I'll be able to go in on a topic on that. But hey, we're going to grab this one. All right. So again, this one's something along the lines. All right. You know, rough draft title. Don't worry, little man. You are your father's seed. All right. And that's from this video. All right. We're going to go ahead and play it and listen to what the boy has to say. All right. And hey, we're going to grab some scriptures. All right. This one's a little bit of a shorter one, but hey, you know, it's still important nevertheless. All right. So let's go ahead and turn the volume on here and let's go ahead and let her play.
Because you thought you were all black? Well, you're half of Daddy, and Daddy's black, right?
Wait 1 minute. Let me see if I can get it. I don't know if it started at the very beginning.
Because you thought you were all black? Well, you're half of Daddy, and Daddy's black, right?
Daddy's a boy.
Cam, you're black, Filipino, and Mexican. You're half of Daddy and half of Mommy.
You're not half of Mommy. No. You're only what your dad is. No. So that's a lie. That's something that's taught you in the world. All right. That's something that's taught to you in the world is that, oh, you know, you're half what your father is, half what your mother is. It's not true. There's no such thing as half and half. No, you are what you are your father's seed. All right. You're of his seed line. Okay. You're not of your mother. That's confusion. Okay. So no, in this case, you're good, little man. All right, you're good. You're solid. If he goes back to Israel, all right. So you know, and your mom, on the other hand, you know, hers, you know, your father, he's so-called black man. All right, more than likely, he goes back to Israel. All right, there are exceptions, of course. All right, just like there are exceptions, you know, more than not the time if you see a so-called white person walking down the street, they're Esau Edom. But there are exceptions as well. All right, like I myself, if you saw me walking down the street, all right, 99% of the time, you'd think I was just, you know, some Edomite, all right, some so-called white person. All right, every once in a while in the summer, I get dark enough, and, you know, that's when my, you know, Jake features start showing. But most of the time, I'm pale as hell, man. All right, so there are exceptions, but most of the people that look white are Edomites. All right, most of the people that look look like Jake are Jake. All right, but of course that isn't 100% determining factor. All right, so hey, you just got to try the spirit. But hey, like I said, more than likely, most of the time. All right, but hey, like I said, most of the time isn't 100%. So you can't 100%. You can't go off that. All right, all the time. But hey, with this woman, with the man, he's more than likely safe. All right, remember we're saying more than likely. All right, because he could go back and be a tear as well. Man is more than likely an Israelite. All right, the woman though, on the other hand, she mentioned that she from her side that he's Filipino and Mexican. All right, well, if you're Mexican, that would be a so-called Issacharite, or not a so-called Issacharite. If you're a so-called Mexican, you would be an Issacharite. All right, that would be your biblical lineage. All right, you'd be an Issacharite, not a so-called Mexican. It's lucky I got those two mixed up. You know, I said so-called Issacharite instead of so-called Mexican. All right, so-called Mexican. We say so-called because that's not really what you are. You're not a Mexican. You're an Issacharite. All right. So you're an Israelite from the tribe of Issachar. Okay, but hey, she could be that, or she also mentioned Filipino. Okay, so hey, that's a 50-50 chance. You don't know. Is her dad? What is her dad? All right, which one is which? Is her dad Filipino? Because in that case, hey, she's a heathen. All right, or if her dad's a so-called Mexican, hey, then she's an Issacharite more than likely. More than likely. Remember, we got to use that term more than likely. Now, if I go over here and I look up You know, I spelled it wrong. I always. If you look up Filipino, all right, it says Filipinos. What nationality are Filipinos? It says categorized as Asians. All right. So if we look at the Philippines, if we look at the Philippines, that's what a Filipino person looks like. All right, that's it. That's Asian. All right, that's Asian. Some of them can toss you up and look a little almost like a Issachar sometimes, and some of them, you know, might go back to Northern Kingdom. All right, but if we look up I think it's spelled like this. Yeah, Philippines. That's why I always confuse the two. All right, where is it? It's over here by Vietnam. All right, and Thailand and Indonesia. It's over here. All right, China. So Philippines, I believe they would fall into the category of Moab. All right, not well, where is it compared to Japan? All right, let's see. It's just a map. Let's go to world map. All right. Let's go down here. See if this would be a good one. All right, so here we are. Philippines right here. All right. So they're like kind of right in the middle of they're kind of like right in the middle over here with that'll do. So you got Philippines right here, all right? So you got the Philippines right here, and then you got Japan and China in that little area, all right? So, you know, hey, I'm not sure. I'm not that studied up on which these people would be. I know Vietnamese people are mostly Moab, all right? And then South Korea, that's another one. I don't know if that would fall into Moab or if those would fall into Ammon, all right? Because the so-called Japanese are Ammon and the so-called Chinese are Moab. I don't know what Philippines would fall into. If you brothers know, I'm not studied up on that. I'd like to learn more about that, all right? If you know, hey, you can link me to a lesson or just tell me in the comments, whatever you want to do. But yeah, either way, all right, Moab or Ammon, all right, Japan being Ammon and China being Moab, all right. Either way, both of those aren't a good look, all right. Both of those are heathen nations, all right. So, with the woman saying, what'd she say? Let's go back a little bit more. Let's hear what she said again.
Half of daddy and half of mommy. So you're half of what daddy is and half of what mommy is, right? Why are you so upset about it?
No, that's not true. That's not true. He's not half. Again, that whole half. It's just really, honestly, when you're in the world, you with the half stuff, and then when you come to the truth and you learn about lineage, all right, you just realize how fucking retarded that whole half shit really is. It doesn't make any sense. All right, and we're gonna prove that's bullshit. All right, but I want to get back to the part where she was saying what she is and what his dad is.
You're half of daddy and half of mommy, so you're half of what daddy is and half of what mommy is, right? Why are you so upset about it?
Let me go. I have to go further.
Right?
Mommy's a boy.
Cam, you're black, Filipino, and Mexican. You're half of daddy
and so she said he's black, Filipino, and Mexican. All right, so and she already said your dad's black. All right, so-called. All right, so he'd be a so-called Negro. All right, so-called black person, which would be someone in the Southern Kingdom. All right, either a Judite, Levite, or Benjamite. All right, so either so-called American, Negro, or an Islander. All right, an Islander. Okay, so there you go, man. It's one of them. All right, more than likely Southern Kingdom. All right, and your wife, on the other hand, his mom. It's who knows. All right, you don't know about her. It depends. If her mom's the Filipino one, all right, she's straight. All right, but if her dad's the Filipino one, hey, you're heathen as well. All right, it's not looking good for you. Okay, but let's continue on and hear more of this confusion. You see the boy crying about he doesn't want to be white. I think he doesn't understand. He knows being called mixed. All right, he knows mixed usually refers to a so-called half. All right, so-called half black, half white. All right, so he thinks that him being mixed means that he's part white. He just doesn't want to be white. That's what he's saying. You know, hey, these kids know, man. This little boy don't want to be white. Hey, that's a good thing, man. Hey, like the title's called, something around the line of it. Don't worry, little man. You are your father's seed. So hey, your father's seed. And if he goes back to Jake, all right, Israel, which more than likely he does. Hey, you're straight, man. You're straight. Okay, let's continue to listen on what she says. What he and she says.
Mexican. You're half of daddy and half of mommy, so you're half of what daddy is and half of what mommy is, right? Why are you so upset about it?
I don't want to be all black.
You want
There
to
you
be
go.
all black?
Yeah. How much half black am I?
What do you mean?
What number?
50%.
50%. You're putting percents on shit. They really putting percent on people. And he said, you see here what he said. He said, I want to be all black. All right. He wants to be, you know, 100% a Judite essentially, and he is if that's what his father is. All right. This percentage game is fucking retarded. Honestly, it's fucking stupid. I always, you know, here's how it works. I'm 40% black. I'm 10% Cherokee Indian. And I'm none of that. That's confusion, man. That whole fucking numbers game, that fraction shit. No, I'm 30% this, 20% this, 5% this, 2%. No, that's just fucking stupid, alright? And it doesn't make any sense. Alright? Well, you see, your mother doesn't matter when it comes to your lineage, when it comes to your heritage, alright? And we're gonna prove that within the Bible, alright? It never says that a woman begat any of these kids. All right, it's named by the father's name. Why? Because you are your father's seed. All right, and we're gonna prove that. Let's finish up this video and then we're gonna go and grab it. All right, let's continue on here. What it said.
More?
Yeah.
Like how much?
100.
Why are you so upset?
Because I think I'm white. If I'm half black, that means I'm white.
You're not white.
How do you know? Half black can only be all black. Bye.
There you go. So there you go. Kid don't get it. You know, he's not. You know, kids don't understand shit like that. You know, they don't get that. You know, he just he knows the term mixed usually refers to, you know, half black, half white, so called. All right, so he thinks that he's half white, but there's no Edom in there. All right, from what they're describing, if that's what they really are, there's not that there's mixed, but his mom is either an Issacharite or Moabite or Ammonite. All right. And then his father's more than likely a Judite, all right, or a Levite or Benjamite, all right. We'll just say Southern Kingdom, all right. So there's no white in there, so he doesn't get that. He thinks it's being mixed with white. There's no white in that equation. It's either you're either a Judite, all right, or you know, well with him he's a Judite regardless, all right. But no, the mom, she's either an Issacharite, she's either an Issacharite or a Moabite or Ammonite, all right. There's no situation, even in a worldly perspective, all right, if you're using that worldly, he still wouldn't be white. He'd be, you know, half and half, all right, as you would say. There'd be no white, all right, but there's no such thing as half and half, and we're going to prove that, all right. So let's first start by going to Numbers 1 and 18, all right, and that's going to be the biggest driving factor of just proving that the woman has anything to do with bloodline. We're going to throw that right out, all right, because this first scripture, all right, is going to throw that out. All right, everything else is proving that. All right, further, but Numbers 1 and 18 will prove that straight away. All right, it reads, let's just start from 17, and the headline is the number of every tribe. It reads, verse 17, and Moses and Aaron took these men which are expressed by their names. Verse 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of their names, from 20 years old and upward by their polls. All right, so reading back up, what does it say? It says, and they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers. by the house of their fathers, not their mothers, not their sisters, their their grandparents, none of that. By their fathers. All right, their fathers. Okay, that should be all you need. Now let's go and look up a word real quick. You know how I am. I like looking up word. Pedigree. Definition.
Pedigree.
All right. The recorded ancestry. All right. Descent. All right. If you just let's grab descent. All right. Another one is the first one's animal. We're not dealing with that. Dynasty. Line of descent. And you know Esau's gonna fuck up these definitions. Here it is. Bloodline. Right there. Bloodline. All right.
Bloodline.
An animal set of ancestors or pedigree, typically considered with regard to the desirable characteristics bred into it. All right, well, you know, and they're going to use animal. All right, let's see right here. Let's go with origin. All right, a person's ancestry or background. All right, heritage. All right, lineage. All right, descent. The origin or background of a person in terms of family or nationality. Now let's look up origin. All right, let's look up origin. Definition.
Origin.
The point or place where something begins, arises, or is derived. So derived, no, not really, but no. Origin. The first part is what you want. The point or place where something begins. All right. So the point where something begins. All right. If we go back, pedigree. All right. Descent. All right. The origin or background of a person, where a person began. All right. Where the first person. All right. So that goes back to your father. All right. So if you came from Esau, all right, and you had kids and you had kids and you had kids. All right. It doesn't matter if their wife was a Moabite or a Issacharite or a Judite. All right, or a Amalek. All right, it doesn't matter what the mom was. All right, it doesn't matter what the mom was. All right, because you were an Edomite, so your kid's are going to be Edomite. He has kids. His kids are going to be Edomites. He has kids. His kids are going to be Edomites. Those kids are going to have kids. Those kids are going to be Edomites, and so on and so forth. Just like if you have a so-called black man, all right, or a Judite, all right, Judite, Levite, or Benjamite, and they have, they get with a woman and they have kids. The boy. All right, well, the boy and the girl, all right, but we're going to use the boy, all right, because he's the one that's carrying the seed, all right. The girl's going to be an Israelite as well, of course, all right, but that boy's going to have kids, all right, or we're going to say that man, all right, that man's going to have kids, all right, and they'll be Israelites, and the man of his will continue on, and every time that man, all right, has impregnates a woman, all right, that child will always be an Israelite. All right. So you could if you didn't have any Israelite woman around, all right, you could bring the nation of Israel back, all right, just through heathen nations. All right. Because the father carries the seed, not the woman, all right? That we're going to prove that. We're going to further prove that, all right? But hey, let's grab that scripture again, all right, in case you need to hear it again. Verse 18, and they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month, and they declared their pedigrees after the families by the house of their fathers, according to the number of the names from 20 years old and upward by their polls. All right, not by their mothers, all right, by their fathers. Now let's go to Genesis 5:1, all right? So this mixed, it's confusion, man. It's mixed. This mixed stuff is no. It's a bunch of bullshit. All right, that Esau came up with. All right, this whole you're 50% and 40% and 10%. No, you're 100% what your father is. Well, my father's no. What was his father? What was his father? Well, his father. What was his father? Well, his father. What was his father? Go back all the way back. Well, like our great, and it's gonna go down the line. Grandfather was a so-called black man. Well, cool. There you go. They're not mixed. None of them were mixed. No, they're all so-called black men. They're all they're all Southern Kingdom. All right, of some origin, whether they're Judite, Levite, or Benjamite. All right, there's some one of the southern kingdom. Well, actually, he lived in the he was an islander. Okay, cool. Well, he's a Benjamite. There you go. Cool. There you go. Well, and there's there might be some people over in those islands that are Judite, just like you're gonna have so-called Jamaicans that are actually Judites. All right, so it's not that's again you can't always be 100%. All right, there's like a lot of some of you so-called Negroes, you think you might go back to Judah. Some of you might actually go back to Gad. All right, and you wouldn't even know. All right, some of you might go back to Issachar as well. Some of you so-called looking so-called Negro-looking Jakes. All right, or you might actually go back to Northern Kingdom. All right, you might be Issachar or Gad or Ephraim. All right, you don't know. Okay, that's all. We go off of how our spirit feels. All right, and how we go. But hey, we don't know 100%. All right. So let's go to Genesis 5:1. All right, this is recapitulation of the creation of man. All right, and the reason why we're grabbing that, and we're not going to go all the way down. All right, we're going to go pretty far down. All right, but we're gonna get a point. All right, this is the book of the generations, verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam, and the day that the Most High Yahweh created man, and the likeness of Yahweh made he him. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, and called their name Adam in the day they were created. It says, the genealogy, age, and death of the patriarchs from Adam to Noah. All right, and this is just, again, like an example. All right, we're going to show you, okay? And Adam lived 130 years and begat a son. He begat a son in his own likeness after his image and called his name Seth. All right? And we're going to skip through, all right? We're not going to read the whole things, but we're just going to get the point. Seth, after he had begotten Seth, were 800 years, and he begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Adam lived were 930 years, and he died. And Seth lived 105 years and begat Enos. And Seth lived after he begat Enos 807 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Seth were 912 years, and he died. And Enos lived 90 years and begat Canaan. And Enos lived after he begat Canaan 815 years and begat sons and daughters. All the days of Enos were 905 years, and he died. And Canaan lived 70 years and begat Mahalaleel. And Canaan lived after he begat Mahalaleel 840 years and begat sons and daughters. And all the days of Canaan were 910 years, and he died. And Mahalaleel lived 65 years and begat Jared. And Mahalaleel lived after he begat Jared 830 years and begat sons and daughters. All the days of Mahalaleel were 890 and 5 years, and he died. And Jared lived 160 and 2 years, and he begat Enoch. And Jared lived after he begat Enoch 800 years and begat sons and daughters. All the days of Jared were 960 and 2 years, and he died. And Enoch lived 60 and 5 years and begat Methuselah. Okay? This is the godliness and translation of Enoch. And Enoch walked with the Most High after he begat Methuselah 300 years and begat sons and daughters. All the days of Enoch were 360 and 5 years. And Enoch walked with the Most High, and he was not, and the Most High took him. Okay? And it goes on to say, and Methuselah lived 180 and 7 years and begat Lamech. All right, so hey, this isn't saying that the woman, all right, did any of these things. All right, it's all by the Father. All right, as it coincides in Numbers 1 and 18. Okay, now if you need further proving, we can go to Genesis 41 and 50. All right, Genesis 41 and 50. All right, so this half mixed bullshit. Hey, that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit. This, I'm 30%, 40%, 20%. No, you're not. Nope, you're 100% what you are. If your dad was an Edomite, you're 100% Edomite. All right, and your sons are going to be 100% Edomites. All right, if you're a Jake, all right, if you're a Judite, all right, we'll just use Issacharite. All right, no, we use Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom a lot. We'll use Northern Kingdom in this example. All right, if you were Issacharite, all right. then your son's going to be 100% Issacharite, and his son's going to be 100% Issacharite, and his sons are going to be 100% Issacharite, and his sons are going to be 100% Issacharite, all right, and the daughters as well, all right, but the sons that keep on having kids, their kids are going to be Issacharites, down Issacharites, and Issacharites, and Issacharites, and Issacharites, and Issacharites. There's not going to be like, oh, now they're Esau. No, that's not how it works. All right, from whoever it started with, all right, on all the way on down, all right, if your lineage started with an Issacharite man, hey, all the men are going to be Issacharite men from that family. All right, they're not going to, oh, you got with a Moabite, now he's half Moabite. So half of his soul is going to be enslaver. You know, he's going to be picking fruits and vegetables with his hands, but he's going to be relaxing and crossing his feet with other hands. No, that's just fucking stupid, man. That's just stupid. There's no half, and that proves why there's no half. Because it wouldn't make sense when you got to go into captivity. All right, when you come in the kingdom, it wouldn't make sense. All right, what are you going to do? Rip you in half? No, no. You are of your father. All right, you are of your father, as it says in Numbers 1 and 18. They called their pedigrees after their father. All right, roughly paraphrasing. All right, after their father. All right, so Genesis 41 and 50. All right, it reads, it says he begets children. All right, it says, and unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. All right, so and Potiphera, all right, was an Egyptian. All right, so his daughter would be a what? If we've been following along with this lesson, all right, she would be a what? She would also be an Egyptian. All right, if Potiphera, all right, and I might be pronouncing that name wrong. All right, if Potiphera, all right, he was an Egyptian. All right, if he was an Egyptian, then she would be an Egyptian as well. All right. And we can prove that's actually the case, but give us a moment. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons before. Why doesn't it say unto Asenath there were born 2 sons? Because it's not about the female, it's about the man's lineage. And unto Joseph were born 2 sons. And see, the thing is, they changed this later because they thought it was offensive. The woman's bloodline matters too. Well, yeah, to her. Her bloodline matters to her. All right. Yeah, her bloodline matters. If she's an Edomite, yeah, then she's an Edomite. All right. To her, it matters to her, but it doesn't matter to the man. All right. It doesn't matter to her so-called children. All right. The man's children, all right, his seed line. It doesn't really matter to them because they're not what she is. All right. If you're with a Moabite woman and you're a Judite, all right, that doesn't matter to your kids. All right, because they're still Judites. All right. Their mom's a Moabite. That's it. All right. For like myself. All right. My dad. All right. I believe, all right, we go back, we could be, because, there's mix-up in the families, all right, he thinks, we were thought that we were so-called white people the longest time because, the incorrect dad attribution, all right, which the guy that's his father doesn't look anything like us, all right, at all right, but if you talk to his mom, all right, my dad's mother, all right, she was also with at that time, she was with, basically with 2 men, all right, back to back in a short period of time. All right, one was that, Edomite man, all right, and the other was a Issacharite man, all right, well, a so-called Mexican. All right, now, through the Spirit, I believe that we actually go back to Judah, all right, I believe we're Judites. But either way, all right, my mom, all right, on the other hand, all right, it would be an Edomite. All right, she's a so-called, not a so-called Edomite, so-called white person. She's an Edomite. All right, and I know that one for sure. All right, there's no doubt about that one. All right, now my father, we could go back to Issachar or we could go back to Judah. All right, but either way, it's fine either way. Why? Because hey, we're good, we're safe, we're Israelite. All right, either way. All right, and how do we know? What if that wasn't the father? What if it's neither of the two? Well, either way, we go back to Israel somehow because of, I'm able to teach this truth and call on the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and have faith in this ministry or in this gospel and walk after it. All right, and I keep the commandments. All right, the heathen isn't going to be able to do that. All right, it's not in them to be able to do that. Okay, so some way, all right, we could, for all I know, we could go back to Ephraim. All right, but whatever way, we go back to Israel. All right. So what my mom is does not matter. It doesn't matter she's an Edomite. And now you'll have some of these camps who'll be like, no, you Edom. And that's just fucking stupid. All right. Those camps are usually black-only camps. All right. And they don't even believe that Issacharites are Jake. All right, they don't even believe that. Well, they think Iskarites another black nation. They don't think the Iskarites. The Iskarites are more black people. All right, they're more like those black only camps walk up to a fucking Hamite. All right, eating fufu. They're like, I eat your brother. And they'll think that they're brothers. They'll be like, yeah, you were Israelite, brother. And meanwhile, they walk by an Iskarite. All right, or I'll say, walk by a so-called Mexican, and they think that they're just a heathen. You fucking black-only camps are dumb as hell. Dumb as hell, man. All right, and some of you camps, I think I've heard this before. I think some of them believe that if your mom is a heathen, you're a heathen too, and that's just not knowing the Bible. That's just not knowing the Bible at that point. That's just stupid. All right, that's just stupid. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. All right, you got white women. No, there's brothers who got both so-called black parents. All right, dark as can be. All right, and they still think that's stupid. Now, why? Because it's stupid as hell. That's not how it works. If you read the Bible, apparently you guys don't. You just stand out there screaming all the damn time. All right, causing controversy. You don't read the Bible. All right, you just worried about people getting cut. I'm a cut people. All right, no, that's just fucking dumb. You're doing it for entertainment at that point, man. But anyway, let's continue on. Verse 50. Verse 50. And unto Joseph were born two sons, not unto Asenath, just unto Joseph were born two sons, not unto her. Alright? Did she push him out of her womb? Yes. Alright? And unto Joseph were born two sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. So these black only camps, or these camps thing like that, they would think, oh, this kid, he ain't it. Alright? Those people are going to be thinking, let's check something out. Alright? So this was a heathen mother with prove it. See. Asenath. Alright? It says, a minor figure in the book of Genesis. Asenath was a high-born aristocratic Egyptian woman. Alright, so a Hamite. Egyptian woman. She was an Egyptian woman. She was a Hamite. Alright, so she was the wife of Joseph and the mother of his sons, Manasseh and Ephraim. Ooh. Alright, one holds that she was it says there are two rabbinic approaches to Asenath. One holds that she was an ethnic Egyptian woman that converted to marry Joseph. This view has her accepting the Lord before marriage and then raising her two sons as tenets of Judaism. This presents her as a positive, and we don't have to read any more than that because that's just Esau's breakdown more than likely. Alright. Alright, so we got that she was an Egyptian. Alright. Let's go to Joseph. Let's look at Joseph. Let's see. There we go. Oh. Joseph, who was his father? Jacob. What was Jacob's name later changed to? Oh, right there. Later given the name Israel. Oh, so he'd be an Israelite? Okay, so he was an Israelite, and this woman was a Hamite. Right? So let's see what these kids came out. All right, let's see. Now, let's go all the way down to 41. 46, I believe. 46 and 20. All right. Okay, here we go. And unto Joseph in the land of Egypt were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphera, priest of On, bare unto him. So Manasseh and Ephraim were born from a heathen mother and an Israelite father. And what are Manasseh and Ephraim? Israelites. There you go. That should solve that for you. Wrap it up. That's a wrap. Got it. Boom. That's all you should need. All right. That's all you should need. Now, just in case you need more, all right, let's go and look up GMS 12 tribes sign. All right. this new? Race is black. No. Thought that was new. I was like, ooh, that's something to do a lesson on. Alright, if you go to GMS, 12 tribe sign, here we go. Alright, so who were they? Let's see. Manasseh and Ephraim. Okay, so that would be, Ephraim would be you so-called Puerto Ricans. Alright, and Manasseh, that would be you so-called Cubans. There you go. What's this? The 12 tribes of Israel. Alright, let's, you don't believe the sign? Let's go and look something up. Alright. Let's see. Let's see. Is this a biblical criticism? Yeah, we're not gonna get any of that, but it's not gonna get into all that. All right, but hey, who was his father? All right, there we go. All right, and who was his father? There you go. There you go. That's all you should need. All right. So, oh, by the way, begat. What does begat mean? Because we were talking about begat. Typically of man, sometimes of a man and a woman. Typically of a man, though, all right, historically. To bring a child into existence by the process of reproduction. There you go. There you go. Boom. Got it. Don't need that anymore. There you go. All right, so, hey, we proved that. Now we're going to grab a couple more. We're going to get Jeremiah 12 and 9. So we're done proving it, all right? That should give it to you right then and there, all right? And if you don't get it, we're not going to continue on with it. Hey, that was it, all right? That we've given you how many? Three examples, all right? 3 examples, okay? If you can't get it, hey, maybe it's not meant for you to get, all right? So maybe you should just continue to move on. It's not for you, all right? Now, I wanted to grab Jeremiah 12 and 9, and I wanted to grab 1 Samuel 16 and 7, just because, hey, you know, like we mentioned, Jake isn't always going to look like Jake, all right? I myself, I look like a so-called white person, all right? Some of you so-called, some of you other so-called white-looking people might go back to Israel, all right? Just like some of you dark-skinned, you're going to freak out. Some of you dark-skinned people, all right, you brown-skinned people actually go back to Esau, all right? You would be a tare, all right? You would be what's considered a tare, all right? They look just like wheat, all right? But you can't do a damn thing with tares, okay? They're useless, okay? And it speaks in that, there's a scripture that said, the enemy seek to sow tares, all right? And it speaks, should we gather them up? It says, no, let them grow, and then burn them in a pile, pull them up and batter them in a pile, lest there be some wheat that, falls into the pile, roughly paraphrasing, all right? So, hey, you're going to have, so-called black people walking around, all right, that you think's your brother, hey, but you're like, oh, this dude always act weird, this dude always act weird, man. And, hey, that's because they're really Edomite. Because they're really Edomite. There's a guy that comes to mind, can't remember his name. He does TikToks. I know that fucker's Edomite. I know he's an Edomite, man. Another one, they're Edomites. My wife told me about these. I think it's called like this. These people, Edomites. They're Edomites. Okay? And you can tell by the way they act, all right? They're very anti-black, as you would say. All right. Let's see. Does it have their father? Look, and they got 2016 best black creators, and they're not even black. All right. Another one is can't remember his name. I'm not gonna even try to find him because it'll just take forever. You see him on shorts all the time. I can go through my shorts and try to find him, but I won't find him because I think I blocked his ass because I fucking hate that dude. All right. Yeah, so I'm not gonna go and try to find him, but that dude's a terror. All right. So hey, what you Jake are gonna have a hard time with it because they look just like you. All right. But it's the case, man. Hey, just like there's gonna be so-called black people that are Edomites. There's gonna be so-called black people that go back to Moab. Just like there's gonna be so-called white people that go back to Issachar. So-called white people that go back to Judah. Hey, it's not always a skin color thing, man. Like it says, more than not, the white people you see are Edomites. But hey, they could be Israelite, or those so-called white people might not even be Edomite. They could just go back to Moab. All right, they could just be a Moabite walking around. It looks like an Edomite. All right, it looks like one, but it's actually just a Moabite. All right. So again, it's not a skin color thing. Right? It can be used as light determination, but not 100%. Well, not determination. A light. What's the word I want to use? A clue. It might be like, okay, more than likely. All right, but you really got to try the spirit. All right, and see how they act. All right, if they're accepting the Lord. All right, the word. And I'm not speaking of the Christian gospel. All right, because even the Edomites are accepting of that. I'm speaking of this true truth. All right, that the true name is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, the so-called black man. All right, that not all nations can be saved. They're accepting of that. Hey, looking pretty good for them. If they can't, all right, there's two scenarios. All right, there's a bug out 238. All right, that's lost their way and they want to save all the white people that've been doing harm all these years. Or all right, depending on how mad they get and how demonic they start acting, you can easily differentiate. All right, Edomites really show their horns. All right, and they'll start acting amok. Sometimes crying, screaming. All right, all this crazy shit. All right, so hey, but anyway, skin color isn't 100% determining factor, and we have this to prove it. This is Jeremiah 12:9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird. The birds round about are against her. Come ye and assemble all the beasts of the field. Come to devour. All right, so hey, the Most High's heritage, all right, is as a speckled bird. If you look at a speckled bird, you got ones that are whiter looking, you got ones that are browner looking, you got all different colors. They have all different colors. All right, a speckled bird has all different colors. All right, some of them got blue, not the blue. All right, but hey, that shows you that all colors. All right, so you're gonna have. It's not all about skin color. All right, you can use it as a maybe, but it's not 100%. All right, the only 100% is through the Spirit, trying the Spirit. All right, whether they're of the Most High. All right, that's the only way. The only way to do it. So let's go on to 1 Samuel 16:7. All right, let's go 1 Samuel 16:7. All right, 17. I got 16. Yeah, this is right. Salakia. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said unto Samuel, Look not on his countenance, or on the height of his stature, because I have refused him. For the Lord seeth not as man seeth. For man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. All right. So hey, no matter how white you look, or Asian you look, or so-called, of course, so-called white or Asian, or even so-called black, or all these other colors. It don't matter what color the skin is. The Most High knows who you are. All right. If you look like a so-called white person, but you go back to Israel, the Most High knows that. If you look like a so-called black person, but you actually go back to Moab or Esau or Ham, the Most High knows that. All right. So your skin color isn't. You're not gonna get picked up. So I'm getting saved just because of my skin color. No, you're not. No, if you go back to Ham or Moab or Esau, all right. Hey, it's not gonna be good for you. All right. So hey, the Lord knows. All right. He doesn't go by appearance. All right. So that's why you can't also be quick to judge. All right. Sometimes in this we look at someone and say, oh, that's an Edomite, just off of skin appearance. All right. But really, you'd have to go and try that person. All right. Now, if they're acting certain types of ways, all right, and they're white, that person's an Edomite. All right. If they're driving around with a big, guns on their hips, all right, and riding around in trucks that have, white pride stickers on it, that person's an Edomite, man. All right. But hey, back to the point. All right. With that video, that kid's more than likely, and you don't know, you'd have to try the Father's, Spirit. All right. But hey, more than likely, okay, that person's a Jake. All right. But again, like I said, it's not 100% determining factor. You have to try him. All right. Alright, but hey, the title of this lesson was Don't Worry, Little Man, you are of your father's. You are your father's seed. Now, I might call it You Are of Your Father's Seed. Alright, or You Are Your Father's Seed line. Something along those effects. Alright, so hey, with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Honor and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Akakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders and apostles at Great Millstone. Taught me this truth and rule well. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Till next one, Lord willing. Shalom.